Welcome back, Londonderry, Lancer Nation. We have Lance Tibbett. I think if you change it to Lancer, we already like you, but I mean, this is like...
Oh, I appreciate that.
So, Tournament of Roses president, Lance Tibbett, his wife Amelia, thank you again for stopping by.
You're welcome.
And a man everyone in town knows, Andy Soucy, our director of music.
Mark, nice to see you.
You've done this before.
I have.
Trip number 5 to the Tournament of Roses parade in Pasadena, California.
Just as scary as the first one.
You think?
Well, there's a lot to be dealt with.
A lot of logistics.
Yes, yes. It's a challenge, and every one of them have been different. There's no template, you know, other than we're going to leave on the 28th and come back on the 2nd, and we'll
You
march
know where
on
you're
the
going.
1st. So we're very, very excited. The kids are thrilled, and there's a lot of work ahead of us.
Sure, and you got a great group of supportive parents and a community that always steps up. So that's...
That is true, and we're very, very thankful for that. And we're in a fortunate situation.
You had a welcoming reception for Lance and his wife the other night, and you, right off the bat, you had people giving you checks. So that's...
It was great. We had $5,000 from Coca-Cola,
Right.
and we had other checks from different organizations and
Right.
companies, and hopefully that's just a start, and people can go to sendtheband.com if they want to make a donation.
There you go.
And it's tax deductible because we're 501c3. So, but I think the kids are worth it. They've been terrific ambassadors. No matter where they go, and this is a big ticket because going to the West Coast is not inexpensive.
Right.
You know, so hopefully we have to get everyone out there,
Sure.
one way or the other. Everyone who's in the program. So about 270 students. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us.
Right. Lance, if you would talk about just the selection process, how many bands and how do you go about that?
Well, as you can imagine, being the Rose Parade and sort of the Super Bowl of marching bands, if you will, so we're inundated every year with applications from all over the U.S. and internationally. We have so many bands that apply. It's hard to say no, but it's also an enviable position because the best of the best are among them. So trying to determine who's the most excellent is where it really becomes difficult. And we have a music committee. All the applications, bands submit applications, they submit videos, they submit letters of recommendation, they indicate if they have traveled before, how they're going to raise their funds, excuse me, how they'll raise funds. We need to know that they can make a trip if they're invited. And our music committee vets all of that out, talks to band directors, talks to music organizations to make sure that they're getting good information. And we look at the video, you know, game tape, if you will, and we really analyze the tape and see that they can do what they tell us they can. The music committee works with a professional band director who is a consultant to the tournament. He's been doing it for a lot of years, and he tells us who's good and who isn't. And they whittled all those applications down to about 25. Those then are presented in what we call movie night to Ms. Tibbett, myself, whoever the president happens to be that year, and with a small group of the committee and our consultant. We review them. We look first at general excellence in just musicianship. We want the most entertaining bands, we want the most colorful bands, but we're looking for a good distribution across the states. We want to have representation from as much of the states as we can. This year, the Londonderry Band will be representing not only the entire New England area, but the entire Eastern Seaboard. We just felt that they were that strong a band. And we ended up this year selecting 10 high school bands from America. 2 of them are coming from California. We have one from Northern and Southern. And so that leaves 8 spots for other high school bands. Londonderry has been 4 times before, which is remarkable in itself. It's being invited for a 5th time, which in the modern era, at least, you know, in the last 50 years or so, is pretty much unheard of. What's more exceptional is that we have the same director, Mr. Soucy, coming back each time. That's a really incredible achievement. longevity, but also that program has consistently remained at a level of excellence. So we're just over the moon to have Londonderry back.
And we appreciate very much the selection. I would, just a side note, Andy's heard this story. For a number of years, the band performed for the NASCAR race here in New Hampshire, 110,000 seats. And the promoter that we worked with labeled them America's Band because red, white, and blue uniforms, NASCAR, and what's become an all-American sport. And so that's not a bad tag.
That's not a bad tag, and that's apropos because the Rose Parade is America's New Year's celebration. So to have America's marching band, that's
there you
pretty
go.
good.
Yeah, I like the way you think. We've done this before. Right?
Sounds like a new bumper sticker on the wall.
Yeah, we need a new bumper sticker
Right.
now. Yeah, a bumper
There's our
sticker is
slogan.
born. Right?
Right here, yeah.
So 5th time, and Andy was kind enough to gift a pin, and you have to look at the logo, and there's a 5 there on the Lancers shield, and truly an accomplishment.
Yes.
Thank you. It's been a great team effort, and I've said this before, and I can't say it enough. We have a wonderful staff. We have wonderful administrative support. The parents have been amazing. Friends of Music, especially the executive board, are so outgoing. It's just been a real good mix, a good blend. Everybody is invested, and we're just lucky to be able to put together this amazing group of people, this amazing chemistry. So it's all great.
And I think it's so in keeping with the theme this year that you've selected, because being a resident for 30 years and being involved in the program as a parent and a supporter for a number of those years, there's not a finer tuned organization than Friends of Music. I mean, and Andy's heard this before. You know, you get a group of seniors that graduate and go on, and you're thinking, what about the talent? And then there's this group of freshmen that come in the next fall, and with that come a new group of parents with different business associations and contacts and skills and talents. It just continues to evolve in a very positive way.
Yeah.
And I love that theme, making a difference. That's Londonderry. You know, in so many different ways, a lot of volunteer efforts going on throughout the community at different levels, and that fits in so many cases.
Well, and you've been very generous. The band's performed a number of times at charity events. There's been some fundraisers. I remember one in particular, a kidney transplant of a young child, and so very giving. You know, the community gives to the program, and the program gives back to the community. So
Absolutely. Well, in addition to the things I mentioned earlier, one of the things I asked our music committee to do this year was look for bands that were giving back to their community and who was making a difference. And again, Londonderry stood out as one of those bands that's giving more back than they're probably getting.
well, we all knew that. We're just glad that you and Amelia have recognized that, you know. And you came all the way from California to tell us that. That's even nicer. Even
Right.
nicer.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it.
So you've got 2 trips, 2 visitations almost down, and
Right.
14 to go.
14 to go. We have a lot of traveling ahead of us. We're going to be making trips to Canada, Panama, Japan, and Australia. But we have 8 more trips here in America to go. And we're going to go see some outstanding marching bands. But also, you know, the thing that we're finding is that the communities that they come from and represent, pretty outstanding too. So we're excited about meeting those folks.
And if you need an assistant or a valet for the Australian trip, let me know.
We'll be sure and let you know.
I've always wanted one of those hats.
Marching koalas.
There, the marching koalas. Yeah,
Yes.
marching koalas.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Well, thank you again for your time.
It's been our pleasure. We're
And
happy to be here.
Hope you enjoy the rest of your visit in Londonderry and in New Hampshire.
Yes,
And
we will.
when you get back to California, please send some of that weather this way.
We'll do our best.
Okay, great.
And Mark, the Lancers are looking forward to being ambassadors for Londonderry one more time, so that'll be great.
Well, I mean, 5th time in Pasadena. They've done New York, Washington, Miami, China, just to name a few. Right? So great group of young people.
Thank you. They are. Can't speak highly enough of them.
Okay.
Enough because they work really hard.
And so do you.
Thank you, and
All-
so does my team.
All noted. Okay. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Londonderry and Lancer Nation, for watching. Be supportive of the Lancer Band and Color Guard as they prepare for New Year's Day 2018. We'll be here before we know it.